Before we begin, please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated or taken out of context. This video contains a detailed reading of the exact statements made during Week 3 of the Sean Diddy Combs trial, including testimony from the prosecution team, defense team, and key witnesses Frank Piazza, Bryana Bongolan, Mia, and other key witnesses. Some words have been censored to comply with YouTube's guidelines. All information is sourced directly from the courtroom reporter at Inner City Press on X.com. All parties mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion. And if you want full breakdowns, witness analysis, and the latest from the Diddy trial, head to the channel now. We're covering it all.
How do you wish to be identified?
Mia, M-I-A.
Don't show this exhibit. What is it?
My passport.
Show it for the jury only.
I would like to see it too.
Where are you from?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Who is this?
Sean Combs.
What did you call him?
Puff. I worked for him as personal assistant, then as director of development and acquisitions for Revolt Films.
How was it working there?
Puff's mood changed all the time.
Was he violent to you?
Yes. He's thrown things at me. He's thrown me against the wall, into a pool, ice bucket on my head, slammed my arms into a door, and he sexually assaulted me.
More than once?
More than once.
Did you want to be in the arts?
Yes. This was before social media. I thought if I put my mattress on my car and drove to New York, I could do it. I went to work for Georgina Chapman, red carpet dressing.
Then?
Assistant to Mike Myers.
How did Mr. Combs hire you?
I met with a recruiter. I met with HR and Tony Baez Fletcher.
Did Mr. Combs interview you?
He, at his apartment. He was on the phone, wearing his underwear. The HR lady left.
Did he put on clothes?
Yes.
Did you get the job?
Yes, I was excited.
How much did you expect to work?
A lot, but I didn't fully understand.
How much were you paid?
$50,000.
What did you do on your first day?
HR told me I was on trial for 2 weeks.
Where did you start?
His Alpine, New Jersey house. I was there all day.
Then where?
Back to the office for a few hours more. Then I was told Puff wanted me to come to the studio.
How long were you there?
Until 1 p.m. the next day.
Then where did you go?
Puff's apartment, then home.
How fast did you have to return?
I didn't take a nap. I didn't want to risk it.
How much did you sleep during your first 24 hours on the job?
I didn't. I took it as a challenge. There had been a TV show a few years before called I Want to Work for Diddy. It was like that.
How did you deal with the lack of sleep?
When I was young, I'd tell myself, you can sleep at 3 p.m.
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
How long did you stay up once?
5 days. I take Adderall extended release. I could quasi-function and stay awake.
When did you go to sleep?
My hearing went and my equilibrium was off. Blurred vision. Lights that weren't there. I cried.
Were you then told you could sleep?
Yes.
By whom?
Puff.
Why did you stay awake that long?
I was working.
I am introducing exhibits. These exhibits are under seal.
At this moment, the defense objected, but seems to be overruled.
What is this?
A list of my responsibilities I sent to Tony Baez Fletcher on November 10th, 2011. Puff has said, I don't know what you do all day.
Let's focus on a few things in this document. Please read this, Mia.
All of PD's social media presence.
Who is PD?
Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. I wrote, main liaison between PD and Hollywood.
Did you do that?
Blackberry 24/7. I wrote, anticipate his moods.
Why was that important?
It dictated the day.
You wrote, every day is different.
And that he can ask you to crack his knuckles or do his taxes.
Did you have an apartment?
Yes, in NYC.
Were you there much?
No. My roommates joked they lived with a ghost.
In LA, where did you stay?
In the staff house then in Puff's house, 9933 Beverly Grove, then 9374 Beverly Crest Drive, then 200 South Mapleton.
In Miami?
2-star.
Could you leave?
Only with Puff's permission. Once I left at 2 a.m. after he was asleep, I got in big trouble.
What happened?
Security called me to say he was sending them to find me. It was at the first LA house, 2009 or 2010.
Were you allowed to lock your bedroom door?
No, he said, it's my house. No one locks my doors in my house, so it wasn't really my room.
But did security get to lock their doors?
Yes. One had a deadbolt, another a keypad. I was told they were actively hiring other assistants.
How long did Malcolm, the assistant who was there when you started, stay?
7 or 8 months.
Were you the only one then?
Yeah, for like a year.
How did you feel?
I didn't have time to feel. It was insane. Puff gave me a pep talk, like we were a team. He said, I need a second brain.
Did he hire more?
Yes, eventually, but I still felt like I was responsible.
You got punished?
In various ways, getting cursed out, my intelligence insulted, and my job threatened.
Who did those things?
Puff.
Who's this?
George Kaplan. He was another personal assistant for Puff, after me.
What was Revolt Films?
Puff and I started it together.
Were you still performing personal assistant duties?
Yes.
How much did you get paid?
$70,000, then $100,000. There were supposed to be bonuses.
Did you get them?
No.
Who is this?
Cassie Ventura.
How did you know her?
Working for Puff. We became close friends.
Still today?
Yes.
How was their relationship?
Highs and lows. Unequal.
Was there violence in their relationship?
Yes.
We'll get back to that. What was Mr. Combs' role with respect to her career?
He decided on everything. Shows. The look.
What is this?
An email from Cass to Puff and others. Me.
When did she send it?
It was 4 a.m. It says 7 a.m. But we were in California. It was one of their hotel nights.
What did she write?
She was canceling, apologizing to Interscope and others.
Did Mr. Combs respond? Please read.
Cass wrote about telling Slevin Hill.
What did she mean, do you think?
Stephen Hill of BET. Cass wrote, no support, no show.
Why did you forward this to Tony Fletcher?
I had to keep her informed. She was in charge of booking hotels.
Did you ever see Mr. Combs on a movie set?
Yes, everyone would be very nervous. He would insert himself.
What was his role with respect to Cassie's appearance?
He was in charge of it.
Did you have exposure to Cassie's finances?
Yes.
How?
I learned the company paid her credit cards, and that the places where she lived were under his company names, and her cars.
Did he take things away?
Yes, cars and jewelry and support. If he couldn't get her on the phone, he'd keep tabs on her through me.
What was part of your job to spend this time with Cassie?
Yes, I had to do whatever Puff told me to do.
Could you go where you wanted?
No, we had to be where Puff told us we could be.
And if not?
Something very scary. The punishment was unpredictable but terrifying.
We'll talk some more about that as we get through your testimony. How would Mr. Combs communicate with Ms. Ventura?
Sometimes through me.
Did you see violence? What kind?
I saw a lot of aftermaths and injuries she had. I've seen him attack her and throw her on the ground. I've seen him, crack her head open. I've seen him chase her. Things like that.
Did she fight back?
No.
What did you hear and see?
Suitcases being thrown into the foyer.
Did you see Cassie after that?
She was outside, crying in a bush. She looked terrified. She gestured. I'm hiding. I'm not here.
What did you do?
Retreated.
Did you tell anyone?
I think the chef was in the kitchen. The sentiment was like,
At this moment, the defense objected and was sustained.
What did the chef say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected and the prosecution said,
Not for the truth.
and it was still sustained.
What happened in Cassie's apartment?
we were there. Me, Cass, and Deontay Nash.
What were you doing?
Helping her pack for a big trip to London. Puff came banging on the door, very irate.
How did he get in?
Key from front desk.
What was Mr. Combs asking Cassie?
He said, have you been drinking or something? She hadn't answered his calls.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He came after me and Deontay screaming, has she been drinking? He was crazy aggressive. He attacked her. He threw her to the ground. Me and Deontay jumped in and tried to stop it.
What did you do?
Deontay is very small in comparison to Puff. There was a little tornado going on. He had Deontay in a position where I was scared he was going to kill him. So I jumped on Puff, but he threw me off and against the wall. I felt like I was in slow motion. I realized we were in big danger. He ran into the bedroom and grabbed Cass. Under her bed is this wood bed platform. He slammed her head into the corner.
What injuries did Cassie get?
Her head was gushing blood.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He got into protector survivor mode. He said to call Dr. So-and-so. Tell them Cass was drunk and hit her head.
Why did you do it?
Puff said to. His eyes were black. It was like he was looking through me. He was like completely.
At this moment, the judge interrupted and said, let's get a next question.
Did you see Mr. Combs take drugs?
Yes.
When he was high, how did he appear?
Sometimes the life of the party, or hyper.
Where was this?
Ibiza or Burning Man or music conferences.
When he smashed her head, did he seem high?
No.
Did you go to Prince's party?
Yes.
What happened the night before?
Big award ceremony. Suite in the Beverly. He told me to stay with Cassie, that he was going to be at his house with his kids. But then I heard about Prince's party.
What did you do?
Cass and I debated like little kids if we should sneak out of the house and go to Prince's party. Prince performed on a little table. Then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap, Cass just booked it.
Where did you go?
Across the street there were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Puff started to attack her, but Prince's security quickly intervened.
And later?
I went to another hotel. The next day, HR told me Puff was suspending me without pay.
Did she say why?
That Puff said I was being insubordinate.
Mia, you were speaking about between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos?
Yes, to Parrot Key, twice. In 2012, me, Puff, and Cass.
What happened?
I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Cass ran in saying, "You've got to help me. He's going to kill me."
What did you do?
We started pushing furniture in front of the door to try to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a porch that went out to the beach. We ran.
What do you remember about running?
I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs.
Did you run another time?
I have another visual of where we were hiding, of trying to escape like 2 separate times. We got onto paddle boards and went out on the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was flat and we went out far. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach. The sky got dark and...
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
We went back.
Did you ever call police?
No.
Why not?
I believed Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and the Near Me Too movement. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business.
What's this?
A photo of Cass eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She has bruising under her makeup. I took this photo.
Any other injuries covered up on a red carpet?
Yes, at Cannes Film Festival.
What injuries did you see?
A busted lip. She was injured.
Where were you?
In her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist.
Did you learn how she got the injuries?
Cass had an audio recording of Puff attacking her.
How did Cassie sound on the audio recording?
At this moment, the defense objected and it was overruled.
Panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit.
Did you go to events?
The premiere of Brad Pitt's movie Killing Them Softly.
What happened at the premiere?
Puff was digging his nails into her arm and talking low.
What would Mr. Combs ask you to do?
Take care of her. I'd bring her arnica gel.
For what?
Bruises.
Let's turn to December 22nd, 2011.
At Puff's house, the mood was darker than normal. This was more of a, Puff was upset.
What did he tell him?
That Cass had been talking to somebody else.
Who?
Kid Cudi.
How was he?
He seemed heartbroken. It was ominous. I'd never witnessed Cass to do something to really cause him to be upset. I felt something bad would happen.
Did you then see her?
In a black car with Capricorn Clark.
Did you reach out to anyone?
Yes, to D-Rock.
What is this?
My emails with D-Rock.
Only the redacted one into evidence.
At this moment, the defense objected to it, but then the prosecution said,
He was security.
then the judge said, with that foundation admitted.
Read the messages.
I wrote to D-Rock, "I'm worried about P. This feels different. Hit this email when you get it. Love you."
Were you romantically involved with D-Rock?
Definitely not. That's just how we talked.
Let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role?
I would, sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call, essentially, and clean up before housekeeping.
What would you bring?
His lotions and potions, Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without the label on. They had to be white.
What else would you bring to the hotel?
Anything he forgot at the house. Food, money,
How much?
a lot, like thousands of dollars.
Do you remember seeing Cassie?
At the London Hotel in New York, I brought something to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig.
How did she appear?
Like she was struggling. I asked, "Are you good?" She closed the door.
How told you to clean the rooms?
Puff and the office. It was standard to sweep the room so no housekeeper can sell something to TMZ.
How were the rooms?
Destroyed. Candle wax everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, oil on walls,
What would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood?
that it was period blood.
What happened in Cassie's car in LA?
Cass got a call, then told me, "He wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to." She got sick.
After the hotel night?
Man down.
What did that mean?
They'd stay in the room sleeping, only up to eat.
Did you do drugs before you worked for Mr. Combs?
No.
And after?
Yes, MDMA. Puff gave it to me. He said that I was now part of the Breakfast Club.
What did he mean?
Like the cool club. He said his MDMA was pure. I felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself.
Did you take ketamine?
Yes, at Burning Man. We were partying on a tour bus. We had the blackout shades down. He had the drinks on plates. I tried to say no.
What happened?
Puff wouldn't get it go. It turned a little more serious, that I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to fake take it. He got close to my face and humiliated me.
How?
He separated out a dose and made me snort it. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person. It looked like an exorcism.
Did you want to take the ketamine?
I didn't feel I had a choice.
Did he take drugs while working?
He was always working, once on the way to Chelsea Handler.
How did Mr. Combs treat you?
Sometimes like best friend and working partner. Sometimes like I was a worthless piece of crap.
How would he compliment you?
My work. He'd give me life advice.
And to tell you were worthless?
Long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was. Threaten my job.
Anything physical?
Throw things at me.
Did he talk about jobs for you?
Yes. Before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He said that's what he wanted to do too. Then he'd take away my credits.
What did he throw at you?
A bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone.
Let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you to do?
To go get people, but I needed to change my tampon. He yelled, "Yo, girl." I said, "Do it now." Blood was dripping down my leg. I said, "I have to go change my tampon."
What did Mr. Combs do?
He threw his bowl of spaghetti at me, then said, "Get the f*** out of my house." He chased me out. I was barefoot. I hid in a bush, then to a hotel.
What did HR tell you?
That I was going to be suspended without pay. That's what Puff wanted.
Where were you when he threw a computer at you?
In a trailer. Swizz Beatz was there. The Wi-Fi was broken, and I went to look into it. I came back and said they were working on it.
What did Mr. Combs do?
I said I should talk to Bill Gates if I had to. Then he threw his computer at my head. Hard. It just missed me. I ran and hid behind the luggage van.
How did you feel?
I wondered, what did I do to make him like this to me?
Did he hurt you?
Turks and Caicos, and at the Revolt offices.
Where were you at Turks?
A hammock by my room. Puff dumped a bucket of ice on me, screaming. Then Puff took my phone. I didn't want him to see it. The team, we'd message about his moods. I didn't want him to see it. So I jumped on his back.
What did he do?
He threw me back into the pool.
And at Revolt TV?
He was using my phone, and I didn't want him to see my message. Maybe I called him an asshole. I tried to get the phone back. He ran into the bathroom, then slammed the door on my arm, repeatedly.
Injuries?
Bruises.
Did you see him later?
At the studio. He told me he sent all my compromising photos to him phone, in case I had stuff on him. Kinda like a bullying joke.
How did you take it?
I had no photos, so I knew he was lying.
What are these?
My emails with Tony and Shannon, I said, Puff took my iPhone. I don't know when I'll get it back. Tony asked, what happened? I said, definitely an in-person story.
Why?
I wouldn't put violence in writing.
Who was Matt?
Puff's engineer. At one point, we dated.
I have more.
At this moment, the judge interrupted the prosecution with a break. Then they continued.
The assaults. When did they occur?
When I was working for Puff.
Where was the first time?
The Plaza Hotel in New York for Puff's 40th birthday.
Were you his personal assistant?
Yes. I'd been there only a few months.
What rooms did Mr. Combs rent out?
The penthouse, party guests, and celebrities there.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He asked to speak to me in the kitchen.
What did he do?
He had everyone else clear the room.
What did he say?
That we were going to be working closer together. He poured us 2 shots of vodka each for his birthday.
What did you do with the shot?
I took them. They hit me hard. Usually I could take it, easily. My eyes couldn't focus. His face was close. He put his arm up the side of my dress, and he kissed me.
Did you want him to?
No.
Were you able to say no?
I was shocked. I froze. I didn't process what was happening. Next thing I knew, it was morning, and I was in a chair in the penthouse.
How had you looked at him?
Like an older adult. He was the boss or the king.
What were your expectations?
I thought it would never happen again. A huge accident.
And were there other times he made you feel uncomfortable sexually?
Yes. I had to carry bags to his room. Downstairs was Uncle Paulie.
What did he say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of hearsay. Then the prosecution said,
For the effect?
And the judge overruled it.
I brought the bags. He asked me to pull up something on his computer. He came and sat next to me, leaned over me as if to put his face in the computer, like in an uncomfortable way.
How did you feel?
I pretended I had to go to the bathroom.
Where were you the next time Mr. Combs assaulted you?
The Beverly Grove house. I was asleep on the bottom bunk. I wasn't allowed to lock the door. I woke up. There was the weight of a person on me.
Who?
Puff. It was so fast. He used one hand to get his pants undone. He put, himself inside of me.
You mean his pants inside of you?
I just froze.
How did you feel?
Terrified and confused and ashamed and scared.
How long?
Very quick. But it felt like forever. But he wouldn't leave a job unfinished.
Is that when it would end?
Yes.
The next time?
The Beverly Crest house. I was on his bedroom closet floor putting things in a bag. Then Puff was in the closet. He had his, out, and he grabbed my head and
At this moment, Mia began to cry.
put it in.
Mr. Combs took his pants out and put it in your mouth.
Yes, I was frozen. I didn't do anything. I just,
At this moment, Mia began sobbing.
How did you feel?
like trash, scared and ashamed.
How long did it last?
It was very fast.
Were there other sexual assaults?
Yes, I have a dark feeling. One time we were flying on a private jet. Everyone was asleep. By the bathroom, there was a bed. I went by, and he was standing right there. I tried to make it about other people who might see or hear. It didn't work.
How did you feel?
Helpless. I had lost some layer of protection. I wasn't safe. Terrified.
Do you remember what happened?
No.
Was Cassie ever there?
No.
Did you ever want these sexual acts with Mr. Combs?
No.
Did you ever tell him no?
I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich or anything. Then he would know that I thought what he was doing was wrong. I didn't want to lose everything I'd worked so hard for. This was the only world I had anymore.
What would happen to your job?
I would never work in that industry again.
And physically?
That I'd be attacked. I don't want to die. He threatened that he would tell Cass that I had something to do with it.
How did you feel?
Desperate and trapped. Worst scary situation. I would have done anything. It was my fault.
Did you tell anyone?
No. I was going to die with this. I would be humiliated, never work again.
And who would do these things?
Puff and all his people. This was way before social media and the Me Too movement. There was this confidentiality.
Did others speak up?
Kayla Faulkner.
How did you hear?
I heard there was an urgent call among film people.
What did you hear?
At this moment, the judge asked the prosecution to lay out some context.
Who was on the call?
HRC suite executives.
What were you told?
If she sued, I'd have to testify. I was supposed to say she was drinking and punched me, and that's why she was fired.
Was that why?
No, it was because she complained.
When else were you told you'd have to testify?
After Capricorn Clark.
Did you have to testify?
No,
Why didn't you go to the police about Mr. Combs sexually harassing you?
I didn't even consider it.
Did you have experience with police?
Yes, I was speeding. I hadn't had time to get my license renewed. It was the only time I name dropped. I told her who I worked for and she said, "Get him on the phone." I did, and she laughed. "Oh, Puff Daddy, I love you."
Did you get a ticket?
No,
Why didn't you tell us at first about the sexual assaults?
it's the most shameful thing of my life.
Did you get a lawyer for this testimony?
Yes,
Did you speak about these sexual assaults before or after you got the lawyer?
after.
Do you want to be talking about these sexual assaults?
No, it's traumatizing.
Why are you here today?
At this moment, the judge said, "Mrs. Smyser, you've asked that." And then they broke there, and that was it for today in court. What do you think about this testimony? Who do you think Mia is? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Did you call the other employees' family?
Yes, I was surrounded by them, and everyone referred to each other that way.
You dated an employee?
Yes, Matt, the sound engineer.
Were you and Matt able to hang out together, normally?
No, we had an apartment together in New York, but we were rarely there at the same time.
Why did you go to South Africa?
Puff told me to accompany Cassie. She was shooting a movie.
What happened there?
Cass had caught Puff cheating on her with Gina. She was devastated.
What were her interactions with Mr. Combs?
They were on the phone. He was in Miami. Then she stopped answering the calls.
I'll read the blue messages. KK, Ms. Coram, and you read the gray. That's you. She wrote, PD wants to talk to you. Who's that?
Puff.
Audio call not completed?
I wasn't answering the calls, but I spoke with Puff. He threatened to kill me.
What else did he threaten you with?
He said he was firing me. He said I had to leave and fly back, and he threatened to kill me.
Ms. Coram wrote, I need to talk to her. Not sure what to do. He needs you to call him now, or you don't have a job. How did it make you feel?
Desperate, terrified, and really, really sad.
Did you answer KK's calls?
No, I texted back that I had been asleep. It sucks to wake up to this every morning. I'm being shit on from all sides. I'm in a fucked up spot.
And what was KK answer?
She wrote, "Can you call me when you get a chance?" I wrote, "I'm having anxiety attacks and night fears."
About who?
Puff.
Who are these WhatsApps with?
Puff. I screenshot them. I've had other phones since.
What did Mr. Combs write?
"If you don't call me in 2 minutes, I'm going to tell everything. You're fired. F ABC and their lawyers. Let's go to war."
What do you think he meant by tell everything?
He'd tell Cassie about the assault.
What do you think he meant by f ABC?
I had written a show based on my life as, an assist. It hit the press. The most I ever got. He was threatening to take that away.
Did the show ever air?
No.
What did he write now?
"Call me now. Call me now. Now then. Don't ever call me again." I wrote back that I'd been asleep.
Is that the end of the screenshots?
Yes.
What's this?
My email to Puff, then to KK.
What did you write?
"I'm really sorry, Puff. You know I love you, smiley face. I paid for my own flight. It will cost to change it. I'm sorry to ask for the money. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you are good. At the end of the day, regardless, I love you."
Why did you send this?
He told me to return. Then he told me to stay. I couldn't afford the change fees. I told him, "CC says she really need me right now, but of course I'll do whatever you want. I love you."
Who is Double C?
Cass.
Why did you write that?
Because I worked for him. To him, that's all that mattered.
Why did you CC Ms. Coram?
Because I needed an answer. I was in limbo.
When you got back from South Africa, where did you work?
The office in LA.
Did you have less access to Mr. Combs?
Much less.
Did it make your jobs easier or harder?
It made it almost impossible. I needed his okay for everything, but I couldn't get any responses from him.
How did it make you feel?
Defeated.
What is this?
A note for HR to me.
What was the date?
March 31st, 2011.
What was happening?
I was suspended without pay.
What had happened?
He came in and didn't see I had laid all the options out. He started ranting. I tried to point to the other options.
Who is this with?
James Cruz. He worked for Puff in like a managerial role. He asked for tickets. I wrote back, "Puff is currently firing me right now." He wrote back, "LOL." I wrote back, "No, seriously, sad face."
What is this?
Email D-Rock to me, March 25th, 2011.
D-Rock asked, what happened?
He went batshit crazy about his shirt.
Where was Puff?
With D-Rock going to the doctor and some other errands. I asked D-Rock to give me a heads up before they came back, so I could be out of the way.
What did HR tell you?
Puff wanted me suspended without pay, and I was.
Mia, does this memo document the reasons you were suspended?
No. HR told me Puff said I was being insubordinate.
Did you get other documents like this from HR?
Yes.
How did they make you feel?
So sad that I did something wrong.
Did you continue working for Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Did you feel you could leave your job?
That wasn't a thought. I had tried to run away before and it didn't work.
Did you feel you could get other jobs?
Oh no. He would have made sure. I was scared of him.
When did you try to run away from your job? New Year's 2010 to 2011. Where were you?
St. Bart's.
Who was there?
Me, Puff, Kim, the kids, some others.
Where did you stay?
A yacht that Puff chartered.
What did Mr. Combs ask you to do?
To count the money in the safe. He yelled I was counting too slow. He chased me out and told me, "You better learn to walk on water like Jesus, bitch. Get the fuck out of here."
Whose job was it to count?
Security. I asked the crew to take me to land, but it was a hurricane or something. I hid on the 3rd floor.
Who spoke to you?
Kim. She tried to console me and said, "Don't worry about it." I saw Puff coming toward me. I ran and hid in the crew cabin.
Did the crew take you to land in a tender boat?
Yes, but then they got a call. I had to come back.
Were you able to leave the country?
No, my passport was on the boat. Puff's staff had it.
Did you go back to the boat?
Yeah, I was told to get in the car, to go on the plane to Vegas with Puff.
In the car, could you hear Puff's call?
He was telling his chief of staff I needed to be suspended, making up a story. I didn't get to finish. He yelled, "Shut the f*** up."
You left Mr. Combs' companies in 2017?
Yes, I spoke with Brian Offit. We were editing the Bad Boy documentary. I was producing that.
What did Brian tell me?
That Mr. Combs wanted to end Revolt Films. The company was going away.
How did you feel?
I think I saw snot coming out of my nose for a while. I was worried. I had been told Revolt Films was the only company that had made money that year.
How did you feel?
That I had done something wrong.
What did Brian Offit say?
That they would work out severance. but it was the holidays.
Did you speak to anyone else?
KK. I had a little bit of time to horrifically process what had happened. KK said, "You're still working on the documentary."
Did you?
Yes, until March or April.
What did you do after it?
Cried myself to sleep. I ignored all the calls.
Did you have conversations with Cassie after?
I could never tell who was with or without Puff, so I didn't respond. KK said Puff couldn't believe I would go against him. I had gotten an employment attorney. KK said Puff couldn't believe it.
Did you get paid?
After 9 months, my attorney proposed a mediation. They asked for, like, $10 million.
Who came up with that figure?
My lawyers.
Did you bring up the violent incidents?
A few of them. I feel that I was doing something horrible. I was breaking the idea of confidentiality, telling secrets. I felt wrong and shameful.
Did you bring up the sexual assaults?
Oh no, I was going to die with that.
How much did you receive?
$200,000. My lawyers got that much too.
What was it for?
Bonuses I hadn't been paid and out of pocket.
Would you return the money to have this never have happened?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have any other lawsuits against Mr. Combs?
No.
Did you contact Mr. Combs again?
When Kim died, and when Andre Harrell died.
Did you tell him you loved him in these messages?
Yes, that's how I would speak to him.
Are you aware of Cassie's lawsuit?
Yes, November 2023.
Have you spoken with Cassie since the suit?
Yes, we talk a lot, then not. We both hide from our phones in the depression thing. Then a few days ago, just personal stuff and I love yous.
Did you speak about your testimonies?
Oh no.
After the suit in November 2023, did anyone contact you?
Yes. D-Rock, he was like my big brother.
He said, "How are you?" What did you respond?
D-Rock.
Why all the exclamation points?
'Cause I love exclamation points. And D-Rock. I understood D-Rock was no longer with Puff. He and his wife had a restaurant in the Poconos.
He wrote, "I'm about to call you." What date?
November 30th, 2023.
Did D-Rock call you?
Yes.
What happened on that call?
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge asked the prosecution to ask again. Then the prosecution said,
What did he say?
and then it was overruled.
He started with personal stuff. Then he said, "The news is crazy." It wasn't like that. It was normal fighting.
Was it?
Absolutely not. D-Rock said, "Puff misses you." He implied everyone agreed. I immediately thought, oh my God.
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of non-responsive. Then they went into a sidebar and continued after.
Where did D-Rock say he was?
That he just landed in Miami. He was going to be at Puff's. He was going to take care of Christian. D-Rock said, maybe you could say something.
How did you respond?
I pretended I'd talk to Puff.
Did you want to?
No, I was scared. He called me right after D-Rock.
How did you react?
I threw my phone behind the couch and ran out.
Why?
It was just so triggering.
Did you hear from D-Rock again?
Yes.
What did D-Rock write?
That your boy doesn't want you to do anything, just to talk. I didn't want to. I just wanted it to go away.
What then did D-Rock write to you?
He wrote, I can't believe you're not hitting me back. It was February 22nd, 2024. I knew he wouldn't stop. So I wrote back. I was scuba diving all day and didn't have my phone on the boat.
Was that true?
No, I told D-Rock I called Puff, but there was no answer. I wanted to play neutral.
D-Rock asked, how can I send you something? What did you think he meant?
Money? I said no. I'm always ready to help y'all out.
He wrote, I'm allowed to send my sister a gift. Did he?
No.
What did you think D-Rock was trying to do?
Find out for Puff if I was a threat.
Did Mr. Combs text you in February 2024?
Yes. He said, call me when you have 10 minutes, love.
And this one? February 7th, 2024?
He said, I need my memory jogged.
Did you respond?
No. I didn't want anything to do with him. He was the person I was traumatized by. I knew that this was a front.
Was this the last message?
I think so. I got some...
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
Do you work now?
No, I suffer from complex PTSD.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar and then continued.
What are your symptoms?
Misinterpreting emails. Someone calls my name from across the room. All the feelings of getting in trouble come flooding back. I triple guess myself.
Who caused it?
Puff.
At this moment, the judge took a break. Then they came back and the cross-examination started.
Because of Sean Combs, you suffer a great deal, right?
Right.
Just seeing him call your number made you throw your phone, true?
True.
He made you do things that are unthinkable.
Yes.
Making you sleep in a room with a lock and coming in and violating you in the most unthinkable way, true?
True.
You said that Sean Combs' conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you, right?
Yes.
Look at the notebook. I moved for admission of 1702 to 1710. Mia, this is a social media post by you in 2013.
Yes.
It's your personal account. This is what you're doing.
Yes, my personal account.
You wrote, "This is what we do when you are not around. I am Diddy, C-Rock," right?
Yes.
You tagged him years after you say he raped you.
Yes.
This is July 4th, 2013. Whose hands are those?
Cass and me.
You wrote rich as fuck and CC. Who is CC?
Cass.
What does CC stand for?
It's just a nickname.
Have you heard Cassie Combs?
Oh, that makes sense.
Here you say he got coffee for you, though, in Forbes' list.
Yes.
You say he made you take against your will at Burning Man, but you post about it?
Right.
You posted a picture with him? A man terrorizing you?
Yes.
And this video depicting Mr. Combs as doctor delivering your baby?
It was a funny video. I was proud to be in it.
Mr. Combs' birthday is significant to you, too. You did 2 shots with him, right?
Yes.
Alcohol overcame you, right?
Yes.
You believe you were drugged?
I didn't say that.
A person you really don't know put his mouth on your mouth without your permission, right?
Yes.
His hands up your dress and onto your person. Remember that? It was paralyzing?
Yes.
You wake up in a chair, you told the jury that.
I did.
But this message, and this one, another same-day posting, the anniversary of you being sexually assaulted by Sean Combs, according to your testimony.
I don't celebrate it as the anniversary of that, but his birthday.
What did you write?
Thank you for giving me an extended family for life. You're f***ing funny. I love you.
You're in a tutu next to Mr. Combs, right?
Yes.
He's holding his private part in his hand.
I guess so.
You were proud of Mr. Sean Combs.
Of course you'd post the great times.
You wrote, "Extended family for life. You are forever one of my great fans." This about the man who traumatized you.
I wrote that.
Who is your mentor and brother you are writing about?
Puff.
You did a collage. A lot of them are you and Mr. Combs. You picked out the thumbnails, right?
Right.
What did you write?
Who let me have my hair like that?
You are with Mr. Combs, right?
Yes.
Here you say, "Look, Ma, I'm in a billboard in Times Square," right?
It's a play on. My name is in lights.
And this photo,
Me and Cass going to Istanbul.
did Mr. Combs have to approve both of you going on that trip?
Absolutely.
This photo,
We are in the Sprinter van on the way to Cass's club appearance.
where are you in this one?
The W Hotel in Istanbul.
What did you write here?
About Muhammad Ali's birthday. With Puff, I took the photo.
You took one photo?
I'm sure I took multiple, but this was the best one.
This is November 4th, 5 years after you were sexually assaulted.
Yes.
What did you write?
Thank you for being my friend. Hashtag happy birthday, Diddy. Hashtag I'm so hot I'm throwing at myself.
And you have Mr. Combs, shirtless, in 2 of the pictures.
He's always shirtless.
Mia, you have said you were sexually assaulted so many times you can't remember.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, saying, misstates the testimony, and it was sustained.
Have you met with the prosecutors?
Yes.
More than 27 times.
I don't know the number.
Do you remember telling them you don't remember how many times you were sexually assaulted?
I don't know if I phrased it that way.
This has ruined you, right? You are broken, yes.
The sexual abuse was part of the way he ruined me. Yes.
You wrote, "Thank you for being the good kind of crazy, inspiring me every day."
I don't think people wrote bad stuff about their life on Instagram back then.
Why'd you promote it?
It was my job to promote. It was a cycle of ups and downs. When he was calling me his best friend, I wasn't afraid of him.
You weren't afraid of the man who stole your innocence.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, but it was overruled.
You have family.
Parents, a sister.
And friends?
At this moment, the prosecution said, time frame? We aren't sure what that means, but they continued after that.
When you posted this, you still had friends?
I had no sounding board. I had to get permission to go to my grandfather's funeral.
The jury was shown an email with D-Rock. You could express yourself, right?
I reached out to him.
What's this?
My friends at Funny or Die. I'm in the video.
What did you write?
You know you are a celebrity when you are spraying champagne at Funny or Die.
What is this?
My birthday post for Justin, Puff's son.
And this one?
C-Rock promo. Hashtag.
You are in it with Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Do you ever say anything that Mr. Combs violated you?
Never.
Here?
Puff and Jimmy Iovine. Legends.
He's traumatized you?
Yes.
You wrote?
Watch Puff tonight on Fuse Today. I convinced him to make a door on his TV set and call it the Diddy door.
You post a picture of the person who has ruined your life?
And my boss.
Who made you post this?
No one.
How do you forget about waking up with a man on top, having his way with you?
I was in fear of upsetting him. The moments other than when we were best friends.
How are you best friends with a man you say raped you?
Ask my therapist.
What did you write?
Fuck off, patron, with a photo of Puff dancing with his tequila.
And in this photo, Mr. Combs is close to you?
Yes.
You are producing the show?
Funny or Die did it, but I was getting producer credits.
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar, then they went to lunch and then continued.
What is the Breakfast Club?
The name of our camp, Puff's friends group still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once.
This message from South Africa, you hashtag this Diddy fan club?
Yes, it was run by a girl who shamelessly promoted Puff. She was so sweet.
He supposedly drugged and raped you on his birthday, November 4th. How did you not mark that?
I wanted to forget it. I pushed it down.
Are you finished?
Yes.
You put aside, you say you saw Mr. Combs as your sister, your best friend, Cassie. You put it aside and post this.
Yes.
You wrote this.
Puff at iHeart.
What are you doing here?
Promoting Puff's appearance on Blackish. It's a comedy show.
Were you aware of the #Me Too movement? That was a great movement.
Yes.
What are these?
Me and Puff at Burning Man, then on Blackish.
You loved Ms. Ventura? You meant every word on your social media account?
I didn't mean every word on my account, but I do love Cass.
What's this?
A pop-up shop for D-Rock's brand, Invisible Bully.
You promoted Mr. Combs?
Yes.
You're saying this is not the way you felt.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on grounds of argumentative, and it was sustained.
How about the "you are the best unicorn rock star alien"?
I was trying to say it's unique.
Who are the people in this photo?
Mama Combs, Christian, D-Rock, Fahim, Tron.
You worked through March of 2017.
It was confusing.
On December 6th, 2016, you were notified?
I was getting mixed messages.
What was this?
I was promoting the Bad Boy reunion tour. I was doing the documentary on.
I'm going to show you something. DX1700.
I remember this.
You did this?
It was nice of me.
You made this and gave it to Mr. Combs?
Yes.
What did you write at the top?
Puff. Sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speed. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider. I made this book of articles from 1991 to now.
Did you mean those words?
Yes. He'd said to me, I used to look at the world the way you do, but now that I've done everything, it was sad.
The man you say has ruined your life?
I can tell you what my therapist has said.
How could you do this?
It's called psychological abuse. No one did anything.
What could be more terrible?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
There are textbooks out there. It's called an abusive relationship.
But you are not dating Mr. Combs.
Relationships are not limited to that. There were no streaming documentaries about this. No one flinched at his behavior.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar, and then they continued.
Where is it that you confronted him and said, "You have violated me sexually or otherwise"? And he said, "I need your help."
At this moment, the prosecution objected, but it was overruled.
After St. Bart's, I confronted him about his behavior, not the other thing.
You told Cassie she's a superstar and should get the money?
I don't remember that.
Aren't you lying about Mr. Combs' misbehavior?
I have not lied to anyone at all.
Isn't it true it did not happen as many times as you just said?
Everything I said in this courtroom is true.
Why did you make him the scrapbook?
You could talk to an expert about sexual assault.
Could we hand the scrapbook to the jurors? Mia, let me ask you, how did you make this scrapbook?
I researched and reached out for archives.
Archives in a library?
In his company?
But then you did all the work.
I did.
Did you make Mr. Combs a birthday video?
I put one together. I asked people if they wanted to send in a video.
I want to ask you about last 4 digits.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said, just ask her if she recognizes her number.
I do.
Let's read these messages. I'll be KK.
My life is over. I might as well.
Call me back or I'm calling your parents.
I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez.
I'm not gonna say it. I can tell you you are.
The pain hurts so bad.
Who is Laura Gomez?
She was in HR at Combs Enterprises.
You start, I'm gonna kill myself. My life is over.
Yes.
You could have quit.
I didn't see it that way.
Why?
There's a pretty long psychological explanation. I was around them 24 hours a day. This is all I knew.
Why weren't you happy to be severed? Isn't this great?
Not then.
At this moment, the day ended in the Diddy trial, and that was the cross-examination and direct that happened today. Who do you think did better, the prosecution or defense? What do you think about Mia's testimony? And who do you think this is? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Show DX1750. Did you work as an assistant to someone?
Maybe 2008 or 2007. I'm not sure.
You had a resume saying you had the ability to multitask and had thick skin.
I'm not sure I wrote that.
That you were able to deal with uncomfortable situations 24/7. At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled. Did you use this as your CV?
Looks like it.
1753-R for admission. You went to James Madison University. It's a well-known institution.
Sure.
Then you were a design assistant.
Yes.
In 2008 to 9, you say you provided round-the-clock support, all personal and professional needs, keeping passports. They were all collected.
I don't exactly remember. I didn't travel.
But you traveled with Mr. Combs's companies?
Oh, yes.
So when you said they had your passport, they had everyone's passport. True?
Yes.
You are a strong person.
I'm good at teaching people, not necessarily at enforcing things.
You're a leader.
I don't know about that.
You speak up for yourself.
No.
But you empower other people. True.
Yes.
Let's look at your text messages in 1730 at CQ.
I sound like me.
Show the jury 1733. You left Mr. Combs's employ by March 2017.
Yes.
What did you write to Mr. Combs for Christmas 2018? Please read it.
Merry Christmas, I love you, and the New Year's. I had just seen him at Kim's funeral.
You reached out to him.
Absolutely.
This 2019 message.
I wrote, I had a nightmare I was being chased by R. Kelly, and you saved me.
The person you say you saved you. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said to rephrase. Here, what did you write?
Sending you all the love in the world.
You were not in his grip anymore.
It's psychological.
Why do you keep referring to psychology? Why did you do this? Kim Porter's tragic death was 5 months before. Why were you reaching out to Mr. Combs?
5 months is not a lot.
What didn't you understand that Mr. Combs was brutal to you? How did you write this? At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of argumentative, and then they had a sidebar, then continued. Now May 14th, 2020, and you texted to Mr. Combs. What?
My heart is broken about Dre. In my spirituality, I know that when people are done with the physical world, it's that they have completed their mission. I love you.
What's this about?
He auditioned for the James Brown part that Chad Boseman got. I told Puff I'd email him videos of his audition.
You carried about a video camera.
He required me to do it. Pre-iPhone, I was required.
Do you have any footage of Mr. Combs berating you? At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled.
I would not have been allowed to record that.
Do you have anything about Mr. Combs berating you?
It would have violated confidentiality.
You have no text messages.
They showed me one on direct.
Showing what?
Puff saying, "F it, let's go to war."
Nothing else?
Only reaching out to other people in the office, things others had seen.
What did you write here?
I wrote, we had so many funny memories. OMG.
Anything in your phone about being brutalized by Mr. Combs?
I don't think so.
How would we find out? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Mia, didn't you have time away from Mr. Combs to write? Today he sexually assaulted me?
I did not have time and would not have written that.
August 29th, 2020, he wrote to you. Glad you're well, love. Please send me the footage. For the doc. Mr. Combs let you go from your employment?
I don't know why. It was confusing. I was called back.
Here he says, he'll only remember the good times.
Yes.
It's 2020. The Me Too movement is strong for 2 years. You could say, I remember the bad times, right?
I would never have said that.
Because it's not true. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was overruled. You wrote what?
Love you too. I wrote so many crazy things, like Mick Jagger trying to take me home, and that Baccarat game, my pink bedazzled iPhone. There were trillions of stories. Of course, I'll send to you. I was bamboozled by Heather. Remember the scrapbook I made you. I've got you.
Why didn't you write, you bamboozled me?
Because I was brainwashed.
By whom?
Puff.
How did he bamboozle you with a part of his body in you without your consent? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. What does brainwashing mean?
The highs were really high and the lows were really low. I was punished whenever Puff was violent, making me believe I had done something wrong. He was praised by the public.
You were aware of the Me Too movement. No outcry out of you. Why?
He said he was going to tell Cassie what happened. I internalized blame and shame.
Who threatened to tell Ms. Ventura about Mr. Combs supposedly assaulting you?
Puff.
Why didn't you respond? Great. Let's tell everyone what you did to me. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You said you have a moral obligation to speak up?
Now I do.
Why not in 2017?
I was brainwashed.
When did you first say, me too?
When I first saw him being held responsible. Now I have therapy.
Mr. Combs wrote, I gotta find that. You got a copy. What does it refer to?
I think he means the James Brown video.
Scrapbook.
I wrote, I think I have PDFs. I think I gave it to you for a B-day in your house on Mapleton. I customized that purple leather suit so you could walk not giving an F. If y'all can't find it, I will. But I didn't.
You had a PDF?
I thought so.
What did you write here?
My grandmom went into hospice, so I have to fly out. I have to miss your event here in my hometown. C'est la vie. Crush it and make history. Heart emoji.
Deepest sympathy for your grandmother.
Thanks.
What was this about?
There had been some terrible event with the police. Farrell organized an event to change the narrative of Beach Week, which I think is a college thing.
You wanted to see Mr. Combs.
I did not. I only said so. My hometown of Virginia Beach doesn't usually get this type of attention.
You're telling the jury you were scared of Mr. Combs, true?
True. I was scared of him when he was scary.
Listen to 1750. Tell me if you recognize it. Move to admit 1750 and 1750R. You and Ms. Ventura were best friends. Fair? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and they had a sidebar. One of the videos that was admitted was this video, which we will play for you now.
Shameless plug. Gotta put my lip gloss on. Poppin'! Puff Daddy, the living legend himself. You have not only revolutionized the game, but the entire world. I'm so blessed to call you my friend. Thank you for truly being one of the biggest inspirations in my life. To another 44 years of brilliance, let's cheat up. I love you. Happy birthday. Revolt.
And they had a whole argument about evidence, but then continued. You and Ms. Ventura were best friends. Fair?
Yes.
You said she was your sister?
Yes.
You loved her?
Absolutely.
And you feel the same way today?
Yes.
You would never lie to her?
Puff didn't allow me to tell her things, like where he was, anything he said.
Was Ms. Ventura in love with Mr. Combs?
I thought so.
Did you ever tell her the person she loved raped you?
No.
Do you remember telling her Mr. Combs's brain need to be rewired? At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar, then continued. Why would you cover up for Mr. Combs to Ms. Ventura? Why writing that Mr. Combs is just misunderstood? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said to rephrase. Did you tell Ms. Ventura she needs to stay with Mr. Combs?
I don't remember that. He could find out what I was telling her.
How?
He had stolen my phone and Cassie's phone many times. He's put tracking devices on her car.
But you were alone with Ms. Ventura.
Yes.
You sued Mr. Combs for $10 million?
It was a mediation. My lawyers ended up getting $200,000.
You got $200,000?
Yes.
Please look at the screen. Is that your social media account?
Looks like a text message. Sounds like me.
Your text to Mr. Combs?
I don't remember sending this.
You are in a tutu and Mr. Combs appears to be holding his private parts. In Ms. Ventura's lawsuit, she alleged sexual abuse.
Yes.
Why did you still communicate with Mr. Combs? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Did you meet these prosecutors in January 2024?
I may have. I don't remember the timing.
Did you tell them Mr. Combs sexually assaulted you?
I don't remember when I told them.
Did you get a lawyer?
Yes.
The lawyer, who had 45 days earlier, obtained an enormous judgment. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Why did you hire her? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You only first alleged assault in June 2024.
I don't remember the timing of things. The rest I can't go into. I understand it's privileged.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Then the judge asked for a sidebar. Let's talk about Prince's party. You said you had no permission to go there, but you knew many people who knew Mr. Combs would be there. At this moment, the judge asked the defense to rephrase. Did you wear a disguise?
No.
Any photo of a chase?
No.
You say you and Ms. Ventura got on a paddleboard into a storm.
Yes.
Any recording of that?
No.
Any note or text message to prove it happened?
I don't think so. We were on a paddleboard.
Did you make it up?
No.
You said you had no time with family. Did you ever go to events with your family and friends?
Sporadically, over 8 years, but few and far between.
Weddings?
Sister and best friends, I believe.
Halloween?
I don't remember.
You had times with others, right?
I had to be in communication 24/7. I was never outside his grip.
Outside of the work environment, why couldn't you explain the abuse you say you were experiencing?
It's more complicated than that.
Isn't it true that other than the few times Mr. Combs was violent with Ms. Ventura, which is never okay, you were comfortable with Mr. Combs? At this moment, the judge asked the defense to rephrase. You never advised Ms. Ventura to leave him.
No.
Until 2024, you never told anyone you were sexually abused.
Unless it was to my privileged therapist, that's true.
Could you waive that privilege? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You joined the Me Too money grab against Mr. Combs. At this moment, the prosecution objected. You knew Ms. Ventura received money from her lawsuit against Mr. Combs.
It was public.
But you speak with Ms. Ventura?
Never about anything I discussed with the government.
How would we know that? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Let me show you documents. Read it to yourself. And Your Honor, could we have a sidebar? They had a sidebar, then continued. Mia, were you able to review over the bread some of your interviews with prosecutors?
Yes.
And you didn't mention abuse until June 2024.
I don't remember the dates.
Did you give all your materials to the government?
I gave them to my lawyer. They gave them to the government.
Look at this one. In these notes, did you raise sexual abuse to the prosecutors? At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled. Did you raise it in January 2024?
Definitely not in the first meeting. I don't remember each specific meeting, but I definitely didn't raise it in the first meeting.
And in this next document that you just reviewed?
No, not to the specifics.
You never mentioned sexual abuse until you hired lawyer Sean Crowley.
I have no idea when I first mentioned it, except that it was after I had representation.
You intend to sue Mr. Combs for compensation. You want money.
No.
Who have you worked for since?
Madonna.
For how long?
8 months, from April 2019.
When you did that, did Mr. Combs assist you in getting that job?
Absolutely not.
So you were not blacklisted?
No.
No retribution?
He took away the TV show, the credit I was promised.
You told the jury you were surprised you were let go, right?
I did.
You were let go for drinking.
No.
You remember Ms. Ventura's video called Official Girl?
Yes.
And King of Hearts, and her song with Nicki Minaj, The Boys.
Yes.
And Nicki Minaj is well known.
Yes.
And Ms. Ventura did the song Numb with Rick Ross.
She did.
And I Love It with Fabulous.
Yes.
And do you remember Ms. Ventura being in Studio Kid Cudi?
I don't remember the specifics.
And Mr. Combs himself?
Yes.
The TV show you mentioned, what was it to be about?
My experience.
How a person from a small town dealt with a person such as Mr. Combs.
A comedic version.
What other films do you work on?
Dope, Lawless, Undefeated.
You enjoyed the projects.
Yes.
And you called the people a second family.
We all called it that.
You thought Mr. Combs was a genius.
At the time.
You wanted to continue to work with Mr. Combs, right?
I wanted to continue following my dream.
Do you, if Mr. Combs' company put more money into promoting Ms. Ventura than any other of its artists?
I didn't absorb everything.
Who is Jason Wiley?
He worked for the record label.
In budgeting, right? Do you recall being given the opportunity to have your therapist notes be seen by the parties? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and there was a sidebar. Then they continued. You never called law enforcement, right?
I did not.
You said when you were stopped while speeding in L.A., Mr. Combs got you out of it. You remember?
I do.
Did you ever think of calling anonymously?
No.
When you say Mr. Combs hurt your arm, did you seek medical help?
No, I would not have been allowed.
Did you take photos?
No.
Did you scream?
No, I was in shock.
Before the 5 days you say you were awake, did you ever stay awake that long?
Absolutely not.
You testified you would give up all of the money if there had not been sexual abuse. Any discussion that you will make money by testifying?
No, that's not even a thing.
Your Honor, can I set up those other matters? At this moment, the judge said yes and then said, we'll reconvene. Then they continued. Nothing further?
Mia, was posting to social media part of your job?
Yes.
As part of that, did you post on your personal Instagram account?
Yes.
What did Mr. Combs do if he thought you were not doing your job?
I'd be yelled at and humiliated.
Did other employees also post for Mr. Combs' birthday?
Yes.
The birthday video, was it for Club Diddy?
Yes.
Did Mr. Combs co-own the water you were drinking? And did you say Revolt, the project you worked on, at the end?
Yes.
You posted about the good not bad times?
Yes.
Why did you want to make the person who abused you happy?
When he was happy, I was safe.
Were you worried about your physical safety?
Yes. I'd been abused by Puff before. I knew his wrath.
Did you engage a pro bono lawyer?
Yes.
Why did you meet with the government so much?
So my story could be understood.
Why were you terrified?
Of Puff and the repercussions.
Did the government tell you what to say?
No, only to tell the truth.
How do you feel about public speaking?
Terrified.
Can you explain that, given that you've been in comedy?
I had Puff's permission for that.
Any comparison to testifying about Mr. Combs assaulting you here?
None.
Why are you here today?
If not, I couldn't look my goddaughters in the eye and ever advise them what to do in this situation.
At this moment, the judge asked if there was a recross examination, and the defense said no. So that was the end of Mia's testimony, which in that video we showed you is who she was, known as Sarah, we believe.
The government calls Sylvia Oken. Where do you work?
The Beverly Hills Hotel for 17 years. I'm the director of sales and marketing.
How do reservations work?
A system called Opera.
Does Opera link a customer's alias to their real name?
Yes.
And this one, Who is it, really?
Sean Combs.
Can a guest change his or her alias?
Yes.
How is this paid for?
It's to Tia Fletcher at Bad Boy, paid by Amex of Sean Combs.
What's this?
The folio or bill for room 259.
What's his?
A $500 charge for oil damage.
No further questions.
The accompanying guest was Cassie Ventura.
Yes.
The government calls Eddie Garcia. Where did you work on the day in question?
The Intercontinental Hotel. I was told there was an incident involving Sean Combs.
Do you see him here? Let me show you your sign-in sheet for that day.
Yes, I signed that. Week ending March 10th, 2016.
Could you monitor all the cameras?
Not all, but more than one at a time.
Would you be required to check the monitors?
Yes.
Did you initially recognize the individual involved in this incident?
Not at first, but when I looked closer, yes, it was Mr. Sean Combs.
And did you learn who the second individual was?
Yes, Ms. Cassie Ventura.
Why was law enforcement not called?
Ms. Ventura did not request it.
Did you review the incident report?
Yes, there was an attachment that I didn't open on the computer, a video file.
Did you receive a call?
Yes.
From who?
Christina Coram with a New York area code. She asked if I had the video.
What did she ask for?
The video. She said Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember exactly.
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained. Then they had a sidebar, then continued.
What did you tell Ms. Coram?
That she would have to talk to management.
Did she reach out again?
Yes, I got a call from the lobby that she was there looking for me.
What did she ask for?
The video.
How did you respond?
That she had to talk to management or file a subpoena.
Did you tell her what you saw in the video?
Yes, I told her. Off the record, it's bad.
Did you get another call?
Yes, from an NY area code. It was Ms. Coram. She put someone else on the phone.
Who?
Mr. Combs, he asked, "Do you know who I am?"
What did you say?
I said yes. He asked for the video, said he had been intoxicated. I told him, I can't give the video.
How did he sound?
He was talking fast and stuttering. He sounded nervous.
Did you email management?
Yes?
Bring up GX7R149. What is it?
The email I sent?
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was overruled.
Did you get more calls from Ms. Coram?
Yes, on my personal number.
How did you react?
Nervous. Ms. Coram passed the phone to Mr. Combs again.
What did he say?
That I sounded like a good guy, that he could help. That something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career. I said I didn't have access to the server. He told me he believed I could make it happen. He would take care of me.
What did you think he meant?
Money for the video.
What did you do?
Reached out to my supervisor about it.
Who was your supervisor?
Bill Medrano. He told me he would do it for $50.
What did you think that meant?
He'd give the video for $50,000.
What did you do?
Called Christina, who put Mr. Combs on. He called me Eddie my angel. Mr. Combs told me I knew you could do it. Let's do it right away. I told Bill Medrano.
What did he do?
He went into the server room. Then he handed me a black USB and said, "Done." The video was in the USB.
What did you do?
Told Mr. Combs.
Where did Mr. Combs want to meet?
West LA. He said, "Let's get it done." He wanted the video as soon as possible. I told Bill Medrano. He told me to tell the others I was on an errand for him.
GX8A104. What hours did you list?
1800.
Where was the meeting point?
A big high-rise building. I called the number and someone came, said he was Mr. Combs' bodyguard.
How did he look?
Older African-American, heavy-set, 6 feet 3 inches to 6 feet 5 inches.
What did he say?
That he kind of came up with Mr. Combs, that he was a good guy and I was doing a good thing.
Upstairs?
Mr. Combs was smiling, called me Eddie my angel. My voice was cracking, so I said I was coming down with something. Mr. Combs told Christina to go get me some of the tea that he liked. Then he asked, "Do you have it?" I said yes and handed it to him.
What'd he do?
He left, came back. He asked if it was the only copy.
And you said?
I believe so. Mr. Combs said it had to be the only copy, nothing in the cloud. I called Mr. Medrano, and he said it was the only copy. He took it off the server.
What else did you say?
That if Cassie filed a complaint, I could get in trouble. Mr. Combs said don't worry. Cassie wanted it gone too. He called her on FaceTime and showed me. She was in a hoodie, but I recognized her.
What did Ms. Ventura say?
That she had a movie coming out and wanted this to not come out. He wanted my ID and that of Mr. Medrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores. But he is a very straight guy and probably wouldn't do it. I told Bill Medrano.
What did Mr. Medrano say?
We'd get Henry Elias, the other responding officer. When Mr. Combs saw the IDs, he looked at Henry's and said, "Yeah, that's him." Then he brought out the NDAs that I wouldn't speak about it.
GXC-106. Do you recognize this?
It states I have provided the only copy of the video.
Did you read it?
No, I was nervous.
Were you given a copy?
No.
And the NDA? What were the liquidated damages?
$1 million.
How much were you making?
$10.50 an hour.
Then what?
Mr. Combs put cash through the money counter. There were stacks of $10,000 at a time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000.
Why the additional $50,000?
For me and what he thought was Israel Flores.
How did Mr. Combs give you the $100,000?
In a brown paper bag.
Was the bodyguard there?
Yes.
And Ms. Coram, was she present?
I would say at some point, yes, I stood up.
Signifying?
That I'd be leaving. Mr. Combs escorted me to my car. He asked how I'd be spending it. He said not to make any big purchases.
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge told the jury to disregard that last answer.
What did you do?
Called Bill Medrano and gave him $50,000.
How much to Mr. Elias?
$20,000.
What did you do with your $30,000?
Bought a used car with cash.
Did you hear from Mr. Combs again?
Yes, he called and told me, Happy Easter if I ever needed anything.
And did you reach out to him later?
A few years later via Instagram, asking if there was work in LA. I never heard back.
Mr. Flores, did you see this video again?
Yes, on a news outlet. Also, Mr. Flores messaged me a screenshot.
Did you keep these messages?
No, I wanted nothing to do with it.
Were you contacted by law enforcement?
Yes.
Did you tell the truth?
No, I wanted nothing to do with it.
Did you get your own lawyer and then told the truth?
Yes.
No further questions.
At this moment, the cross-examination began. Sir, you were in the condominium unit with Mr. Combs and others and received double what your boss was requesting. Fair?
Yes.
You told your boss because you are honest, right?
Yes.
You asked Mr. Combs for work?
Yes.
Let me show you the NDA. This part says exclusions, right?
Under NDA, you can't speak, is my understanding.
It says nothing prohibits truthful statement in a legal proceeding.
I see that.
You weren't law enforcement?
No.
I have nothing further. At this moment, the redirect started.
NDA, paragraph 4. Can you read it after however?
Notify company to allow company to prevent disclosure.
So you'd have to notify them first?
Yes.
Nothing further. With that, the government calls Derek Ferguson. How do you know Mr. Combs?
Worked for him 1998 to 2017.
What was your role?
CFO.
How were your bonuses determined?
Company results and my performance.
Were you responsible for managing Mr. Combs' personal finances?
Yes, at times during my tenure.
Who was your supervisor?
Sometimes to Mr. Combs himself.
How often did you interact with Mr. Combs?
A couple of times a week. Later, he became more of a chairman.
How did you communicate with him?
Back then, pagers.
Who is this?
Paul.
And these individuals?
Roger Bonds and D-Rock. They were security.
Was Mr. Combs the sole owner?
Yes, 100% of Bad Boy Productions and Films.
What was his role?
Creative and marketing.
Did some ventures have partners?
Bad Boy Records with Arista, also with Warner. Sean Jean Clothing had a partner.
What were the profits?
Very profitable.
How was Mr. Combs paid?
Sometimes salary, sometimes distributions from the companies.
What is a distribution?
If solely owned or passed through like S-Corp, the owner determines to draw down.
Did each have a bank account?
Yes.
Could you sign on the accounts?
Yes.
Which banks did the Combs companies use?
Citibank, HSBC, and Signature Bank.
What is this one?
Janice Combs Music Incorporated. It furnished his name and likeness.
Mr. Ferguson, are these your initials in Section 4?
Yes, it was September 29th, 2009.
Is this also a business checking account?
Yes.
And this one?
With Diageo, about Ciroc.
How was this account funded?
Inflows.
What about credit cards?
Primarily American Express, expense reimbursements.
Did Mr. Combs have an American Express?
Yes.
Did he use it for personal as well as professional?
Yes.
And the companies paid?
Yes.
How was outgoing cash handled?
We had a petty cash account and cash advances, for example, for those traveling who didn't have American Express cards.
When Mr. Combs was paid in cash, how did it work?
We'd match it if a contract...
Were you aware of Mr. Combs' security staff carrying cash for him?
I was not aware of that.
And when you were responsible for his personal finances, what did you do?
Budget for the year.
Properties?
Inflows and outflows.
What properties did he own?
The Hamptons, New York, Miami, they were held in LLCs for anonymity and liability reduction and tax benefits.
Did you oversee other personal accounts of Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Were you aware of him supporting other people?
Yes, from his personal earnings.
Your Honor, this might be a good place for us to take our break. Mr. Ferguson, before the break we were discussing these bank records. What is 207 Anderson LLC?
Mr. Combs' property in Alpine, New Jersey.
What is the mailing address?
1710 Broadway.
What are these internal transfers?
$190,000 and $575,000 and $100,000 in December 2011.
Who decided whether to initiate an internal transfer?
Usually the comptroller.
Do you remember these?
No.
And this outward transfer, to whom did it go?
Cassandra Ventura.
For how much?
$20,000.
And this one coming in?
Roderick Ventura for $20,000.
When did you leave the CFO position?
End of 2012, then Chief Growth Officer, the Revolt Media and TV.
After you left, how often did you communicate with Mr. Combs?
He texted me in 2024. I don't remember the day.
Let me show you.
I see.
Nothing further.
You grew up in the Bronx? Where did you go to high school?
Stuyvesant.
Where did you go to business school?
Harvard MBA 1990.
Then BMG Music Group?
Yes, they own over 100 music labels worldwide. They own Arista, 50% of Bad Boy Records at a certain period of time.
Could Mr. Combs then do whatever he wanted?
No, there were Arista agreements. Coming from the Bronx, I thought he needed more companies that would hire people from the community. I saw that in Sean Combs. I thought it was a chance to have an impact.
What was the onboarding?
Interview, met some at Arista.
So you didn't just meet Mr. Combs and get the job?
No,
How did Bad Boy change from 1999 to 2012?
it added other businesses, records were getting competitive.
Do you remember Notorious LLC?
It was a magazine called Notorious.
Bad Boy Records was established in 1993?
I think it was in 1996.
Did Bad Boy have connections to Interscope?
Yes, and UMG, Rhino.
Who is Andre Harrell?
He founded Uptown Records, went to Motown, then back to Bad Boy.
What was the spirits business called?
Eventually it was called Combs Wines and Spirits. I was involved in the start with Diageo.
What issues arose with Diageo?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was unclear if it was sustained or overruled.
Were there differences about how to market?
There are always differences of opinion. We had conversations. How do we drive it more? Was the brand everywhere like competitors?
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar. Then they continued.
Were you concerned that Diageo was marketing Ciroc primarily in certain areas to certain people?
My opinion?
On your personal knowledge.
The distribution was highly concentrated. The question was why. Diageo was marketing it more in urban areas than more broadly.
Okay, what about Revolt? It was owned by Highbridge Capital Management, which was purchased by JP Morgan Chase.
I think so.
Highbridge had 2 seats?
Yes, 2 of 5 seats on Revolt.
What were you at Revolt?
Chief Operating Officer,
What did that entail?
Finance, Production.
And Sean Combs wasn't in the management, right?
He was not.
Let's look at DX1901 about Combs Enterprises. Let's put up the redacted version. Here you have James Cruz and the HR officer after Vashta Wilson, Andre Harrell, and yourself.
This is the team.
What is digital?
Uh,
Your pause says enough. Personal versus business expenses. What's your accounting background?
I was a CPA for a time.
You never saw Mr. Combs sitting reviewing his American Express bill?
No.
When there was a partnership with another company, they would look at the books as well, right?
Yes.
Many high-profile people have personal assistants, yes?
They do?
Security was part of the business?
Yes.
Security's job was to be in close proximity with Mr. Combs so that no one would do something dangerous to him, right?
Right.
Let's talk about cash. What was the cash receipt form? When is it used?
For example, touring.
At this moment, the defense asked for a sidebar, then continued.
Did you see anyone help Sean Combs commit crimes?
No.
Did you see anyone make the company stronger through coercion?
Can you explain that one? What did you mean by coercion?
Through, or anything like that?
No.
You were there 19 years. How hard was it?
Building from scratch, long hours.
Did you send Mr. Combs a text in November 2017?
No.
I'll show you. Did you tell Mr. Combs you learned so much from him?
Yes. He pushed the entire team. He had passion.
You're a religious man?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
You're on the board of his charter school?
Yes.
The school tries to work with at-risk children?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Do you think highly of Mr. Combs?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Nothing further.
At this moment, the redirect began.
Was Revolt Films entirely separate from Revolt TV?
Yes.
Who was the head of Revolt Films?
I don't know.
Did you ever stay in a hotel room with Mr. Combs?
No.
On this org chart, who is the chairman?
Sean Combs?
And you see Christina Corum here.
Yes.
Do you see the name Mia?
Development and acquisitions.
Nothing further.
At this moment, the recross began.
You didn't go to his home or hotel because that's his personal life, right?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Nothing further.
The government calls Frank Piazza. Where do you work?
Legal, audio, and video.
Have you testified before?
Mostly criminal matters. I've also done some civil and depositions.
Have you been qualified as an expert?
50 times.
We moved to qualify Mr. Piazza as an expert. How many times have you worked for SDNY?
50 or 100 times.
Does that impact your testimony?
No, I do 75% defense work.
Are you being paid? What is your hourly rate?
$295.
You analyzed cell phone videos and surveillance videos.
Yes.
Let me show you. What is a frame rate?
Frame per second. It can cause a video to have more info per second. This cell phone video of a video, was shot on an iPhone 6, 30 frames a second. It was not edited or tampered with, I found.
Did you reach a conclusion?
They are accurate.
And the surveillance videos?
There were issues. The clock was set to play 30 frames a second, but this was 22 frames, so it played faster. We had to account for that.
How?
We counted the frames and used software to correct the timing.
Were the surveillance videos altered?
No. Here, the video stream was corrupted. This has caused a distortion.
The whole file or just these small pieces?
The corruption exists in the video stream. There is a structure called a GOP, a group of pictures. We have predictive frames. You don't know this, but a static camera does not re-record a wall that doesn't move each second. It is repeated. Only what moves is recorded. Thank you.
Play 55 seconds. Did you see pixelation?
Yes.
Does it represent manipulation?
No. You can choose motion activity. The camera only turns on when there is motion, but it causes timestamp issues. Go back frame by frame. I want to point something out. This seems to be a collision of two issues. Look at the male sitting down. There appears to be a ghost of a person. The motion activity begins to sense that we have motion. Now there is a full figure in the frame. That file is corrupted.
Did you make a compilation?
Yes, your office requested it. They are edited to track the movement of individuals inside the events.
Does it have different camera angles in it?
Yes.
How did you show the changes?
Black screen.
Is this the compilation?
Yes.
Play the first 30 seconds. What is happening?
The male is running down the hallway. He throws her down.
What did the man just do?
Dragging the woman, holding a bag.
How? What is he holding?
It appears to be a cell phone, glowing.
Let's focus on what happens in the mirror. Play it. What happened?
The male picked up a small object, what appears to be a vase, and threw it across the room at the woman.
Continue playing. Who is emerging now?
The female, with a duffel, her luggage.
Now who?
The security person.
Now the man walks away. Holding what?
Appears to be a cell phone. He puts it to his ear.
You find these accurate?
Yes, and this was all the footage I had.
Let's turn to the videos labeled P, X201 to 210. Let me clarify. These are under seal. These were recovered from the Frank Black user on a device provided to the U.S. by Mince Ventura. These are enhanced versions of original videos created in 2012, 2014. Mr. Piazza, what were you asked to do with the content?
Enhance the audio component.
We admitted these videos into evidence, and no further questions.
What is your understanding of the source of those surveillance videos?
The native system.
How did they come to your possession?
They were exported and transcoded.
Who gave the surveillance video to you?
The U.S. Attorney's Office.
Who gave it to them?
I don't know.
Did you say it was from a cheap system?
I don't think I said that.
Let me show you notes. So you called it cheap?
I don't know when this document was created.
But you thought the system was cheap?
In a way.
Let me play you 10C103. There are 2 minutes not shown?
This is my corrected version, but there are a few issues that we cannot correct. The system is buffering some of that time, and some portions were motion activated.
Let's again play the male coming into the elevator bank at 11:02 and then the timestamps are jumping around.
It's constantly playing catch-up.
Play ahead. We're at 11:11:28. The female picks up the house phone. There's some sort of cut. Can you explain?
Can you back up and go frame by frame?
Sure. But is the male separated from her?
Yes. The bag drop triggered it.
A 10-second difference. Let's watch it again. Did we just jump about 10 seconds on the timestamp?
Yes. There is a 5-second offset between the two cameras. That's what you just showed.
Okay, the female picks up the phone and the male walks away. Start again, please. Is this his walking away?
Yes.
Play more. Did you see this translucent or ghost-like figure in the cell phone video as in the surveillance video?
The cell phone video was not high quality enough to capture it.
But it's not there.
It is not.
Mr. Piazza, thank you so much for coming. We have no further questions for you.
At this moment, the redirect began.
So they are 5 minutes off?
My notes told me there was a 5-minute, 55-second difference and another offset of 5 seconds.
Do these videos reliably and accurately depict what happened?
Yes.
No further questions. The government calls Bryana Bongolan. What else are you called?
Bana.
What do you work in?
Fashion design.
What did Mr. Combs do to you?
Held me over a 17th-story balcony.
Any after effects?
Night terrors. I wake up in my sleep.
Who is this?
It's Cassandra Ventura Cassie, my friend. I met her in 2013 at Young and Reckless, the streetwear company. then at Diamond Designs.
How would you describe Cassie's relationship with Mr. Combs?
Volatile. I did not want to meet him right away. I had seen a black eye. She begged me to meet him.
Did you do design work for Mr. Combs?
A little.
Where did Mr. Combs live?
I think in like Beverly Hills.
At this moment, the defense objected on grounds of speculation, and the judge sustained it.
Do you know the name of the street?
Mapleton. 200 South Mapleton.
What did you do with Cassie?
And we'd go shopping. We'd hang out with Deontay and others.
Is this a photo of you and Cassie shopping?
Yes. In April 2016, Puff texted Cassie, asked where she was, sent a list where we'd been.
Had you or Cassie told Mr. Combs where you were?
No.
How did it make you feel?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
Like, oh my God, he knows where we've been.
Where would you sleep at Cassie's?
Couch or balcony.
Did Mr. Combs come over?
Yes. He banged on the door and came in.
Do you know how?
I don't know. He was upset. He threw a knife in her direction, and she threw it back. He left swiftly.
Were you doing drugs?
I don't remember.
Did you call the police?
No.
Why not?
I was scared.
Did you see injuries on Cassie?
She showed me on FaceTime before makeup for the perfect match.
What did she say?
She was quiet. We were at a party at the Blind Dragon, a karaoke bar in West Hollywood. Then we went to Cassie's house to help her pack. Deontay was there. Puff came.
Are you under subpoena?
Yes. I won't get in trouble if I am truthful.
Did Mr. Combs provide you drugs?
Yes. One was called G. I am not an avid user. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine.
How often did you get drugs for Cassie?
Often. Those oxy pills.
Did she pay you?
Yes.
Did you get drugs for Mr. Combs?
Yes, once. Cocaine.
Did you sell drugs to others?
Yes, sometimes.
Did you try with Cassie to stop drugs?
Yes, we'd try to cook, but there were a lot of drugs around.
Has Mr. Combs ever threatened you?
Yes.
Let me show you a photo from April 2016. Who is in it?
This photographer who goes by the name Bad Boy, with an I. We thought it was cool that was his name. We thought we'd made some art. Puff came up close to my face and said, I am the devil, and I could kill you.
Were you taking drugs that day?
Probably cocaine.
Did you continue to see Mr. Combs after that?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Did you tell the government about this threat in your first meeting?
No.
Why?
At this moment, the defense objected and was sustained.
What happened on the balcony?
I was there.
Who was there?
Cassie and my ex-girlfriend at the time.
What were you doing?
Sleeping on the couch with my ex.
Doing drugs?
I don't recall.
What did you do when Mr. Combs arrived?
I took my ex-girlfriend to the bathroom. I went shh.
Why?
I didn't want to expose her to what I saw.
Then?
Went out on the balcony and either lit the blunt or was about to. Mr. Combs came up behind me on the balcony. He lifted me up and put me on the railing.
Can you show us how he held you?
To myself.
Show us. How much did you weigh?
I can't say because of the drugs, but about 115 pounds.
What did Mr. Combs scream at you?
He yelled, "You know what the fuck you did?" I said back, "I don't know what the fuck I did."
How long did he hold you there?
How long it takes to say that multiple times? You know what the fuck you did.
What next?
He threw me on the balcony furniture.
Were you injured?
I didn't know at first.
What did Cassie say?
Along the lines of, "Did you just hang her over the balcony?" Then I heard, "Her girlfriend is in the house." He left, and I left. I wanted to take a shower. I felt disgusted. I saw a huge bruise on my leg, with like a piercing in the middle, and back and neck pain.
Is this photo a fair and accurate representation of your leg?
Yes, I called one of my managers, and they said, "If you're scared of anything else, just go to a chiropractor."
Did you tell the chiropractor who done it to you?
No, they asked, but I just paid and took the neck brace.
Is the neck brace in this photo of you?
Yes.
Did you ever talk with Mr. Combs about this?
I said, "I don't want any problems with you." He didn't say anything.
When did you last see them?
January 2nd, 2018.
How do you remember?
I tattooed the date on myself.
Why?
It's the day I decided to get sober. It was a New Year's thing in Miami at the one hotel. Puff, Cassie and I did 8 hours of ketamine together.
Are you aware Cassie included the balcony incident in her complaint?
Yes, I told her she had facts wrong. It wasn't in a hotel, and Tiffany.
Have you talked with Cassie about your testimony or hers?
No, I have nightmares. I scream.
When the last time you had nightmares?
The other day.
Have you hired a lawyer about the balcony incident?
Yes, my first lawyer. Hired in January 2024.
Did you mention everything in your first meeting with us?
No.
Did your first lawyer send demand letters to Mr. Combs?
Multiple. And the demand was high. He picked it.
Did you approve the letters?
No, they were incorrect. I let him go.
Who?
Tyrone Blackburn.
Did people reach out to you?
Tiffany, Cassie, The producer, Rob Holliday.
Was he friends with Mr. Combs?
Yes.
At this moment, the defense asked for a sidebar. Then they continued.
Who did Mr. Holliday say he was calling for?
Puff.
What offer was he authorized to offer?
At this moment, the defense objected and it was sustained.
How did you feel during the call?
I declined the offer.
At this moment, the defense said non-responsive. Then the judge said, sustained. Move on unless you are prepared to ask some of the foundational questions we discussed at sidebar.
Did you talk with him again?
No.
At this moment, the defense asked for a sidebar, and there was an objection, which was sustained.
Your lawsuit, did you write it?
No.
How much is being requested?
$10 million.
Nothing further.
At this moment, the cross-examination began.
I need to ask you some questions. You have immunity as long as what you say today is true, right?
Yes.
Who decides if you're lying?
The prosecutors?
Ms. Bongolan, you were a graphic designer.
Yes.
You and Cassie would work on designs, including at her house. True?
Yes.
All right. You were focused on a t-shirt design.
There were a lot of things.
She asked you to come over?
Yes.
You suggested Cassie do a photo shoot in the pool in just a t-shirt?
That wasn't the first idea, but yeah.
You began to feel comfortable with her?
Sounds around it.
You spent the night?
Yes.
You went to parties with Cassie?
Not going to parties. We partied.
Okay. You did a lot of drugs with Cassie?
Yes.
How did marijuana make you feel?
Sometimes hungry.
How does ecstasy make you feel?
Uplifted.
How about G?
Like the negative parts of alcohol.
Perk?
I threw up.
Cocoa Puff?
Blunt with weed and cocaine.
You would agree with me that you and Cassie had a serious drug problem.
Yes.
You sold drugs to Cassie a lot.
Yes.
You got her hundreds of pills.
Yes. They were hers.
Name the drug dealers.
I don't know if I can.
Let's refresh. In this job, your clothing line did not work out due to the skater mentality at Diamond Supply Company.
I believe they saw the vision, but whatever.
You believed you were one of Cassie's best friends?
Yes.
But you didn't meet Mr. Combs for a year. You met in 2016, first time at a dinner at his house?
Yes.
He was standoffish with you.
Yes.
Did you talk with Deontay Nash after his testimony?
Yes.
But not about his testimony, right?
We know what's going on.
You don't need to talk because you know.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
You hired Tyrone Blackburn to sue Mr. Combs?
It was to seek justice.
Your definition of justice is to sue Mr. Combs.
Can you rephrase that?
Suing for money?
Yes.
November 2023? You are aware Cassie filed a lawsuit. You were working together then.
Yes.
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar, and then they continued.
Cassie included the balcony incident in her lawsuit?
True.
Cassie said, this happened at a hotel, true?
She didn't say it like that.
You said, your apartment, it has a balcony.
I didn't say it like that.
Cassie told you she never saw you over a balcony?
No, ma'am. I don't remember.
All right, right here. Read this page, then look up. You had these conversations?
I don't know.
About this alleged balcony incident, you and Ms. Ventura talked about the date, the place, who was there.
True.
In 2015 and 2016, you didn't see any signs of violence, true?
I don't know the exact year.
The birthday party. What were you doing?
I don't remember.
Alleged knife-throwing incident. He just walked in and threw a knife.
I'm not sure.
Are you telling the truth?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
Didn't you tell the government they would get in knife fights? Plural?
I don't remember.
Let me show you.
I was suggesting where the knife came from.
Because it makes no sense. You're saying you don't know how he got in to throw the knife, but once he's left, you're no longer worried.
I don't remember how I felt.
You say at a photo shoot, Mr. Combs said, I could kill you?
Yes.
But at first, you told the government it was at a party.
I don't know.
Your first demand letter said Mr. Combs said I could kill you while he hung you over the balcony?
He did both, just not at the same time.
At this moment, they had a sidebar, then continued.
You met the government January 18th, 2024, didn't mention the I could kill you, but put it in your subsequent demand letter?
Yes, in a demand letter. I don't know when.
Read this.
The whole thing.
This paragraph.
Then the judge said, as much as you want.
Thanks. Okay.
You didn't tell the government about I could kill you, and Tyrone was there?
Yes, I let him go.
Drugs were expensive, right?
They are expensive.
Now,
I don't know.
did you run out of money for drugs?
I don't remember that.
You and Cassie had a drug partnership?
Yes.
Cassie would pay for the drugs? You'd go buy them?
Yes.
Did you meet the government on May 25th, 2025, and June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th?
Yeah, that's not long ago.
That's today.
I'm not good with dates.
The balcony incident. Didn't you tell the government there was a party in the apartment?
I don't remember that.
You told the government your girlfriend was in the bathroom, not that you took her in there.
My ex.
Your complaint says you were smoking a cigarette on the balcony, not weed.
I don't remember.
Different things.
Yes.
You told the government you recalled he was charging at you?
Don't remember.
Didn't you first say Mr. Combs sexually assaulted you on the balcony?
I showed them where his hands were.
You said he gripped your breasts, or your lawyers said it.
My lawyers said that.
Didn't you tell these prosecutors 2 days ago that you couldn't remember what happened out on that balcony?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what drugs you were on?
No.
Didn't you tell the government you took Molly, G, and cocaine?
That's a lot of drugs.
Didn't you take them all?
Not all on that night.
What is this a photo of?
Drugs.
You sent this photo to Cassie?
Yes.
Now DX1287. What's this?
Some type of drugs.
How many types?
I can't tell.
You're still doing drugs with Cassie on May 31st, 2016, right?
Yes.
Just before this, Mr. Combs threatened your life?
Yes.
You weren't scared to continue dealing with Cassie?
I guess not.
Okay. You said Mr. Combs gripped your breast?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge told the defense to ask again.
Mr. Tyrone said Mr. Combs gripped your breast. True?
Some of the things he wrote were not true.
You fired him and hired new civil lawyers and they drafted a lawsuit. You reviewed it?
To the best of my ability.
Look at this document. Only for the parties. Ma'am, isn't it true that your lawyer, Mr. Tyrone, alleged for the first time a certain kind of misconduct, and although you knew it was untrue, you began repeating it?
Can you rephrase that?
Mr. Tyrone alleged that Mr. Combs engaged in misconduct, right?
I can't speak for him.
You speak for you. You kept repeating the lie about the gripping your breast?
Can you restate it?
Okay. You continued accusing Mr. Combs of misconduct, even though you knew it was not true.
It's really hard to commit to the whole sentence.
You knew that was the only way you could sue?
I don't recall.
You say you were screaming. Are you aware of anyone else calling the police?
I don't think so.
You didn't go to an urgent care?
I didn't.
You didn't tell the chiropractor what happened?
No.
Why not?
I was scared.
Okay, the girlfriend, what's her name?
Sarah or Friday.
Full name, please.
I think Sarah Siddell, SP. Something like that. It was a while ago.
You told the government she was Friday and that she wouldn't know anything?
I'm not sure.
On October 4th, 2016, didn't you attend Mr. Combs' concert?
I don't remember the date, but yes, I went.
May we read the texts? You read Bana and I'll read Cass.
I don't know what I wrote.
Coolio, what time?
Luvia, thank you for yesterday.
You're asking Cass if Puff would like a sweatshirt, 2 weeks after you allege he held you over a balcony?
We were trying to be cool.
Repeat that.
We had the FaceTime call, and we were trying to be cool.
Isn't it true that you continued to see Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura because Mr. Combs did not cause you those injuries?
Part of that statement is true, and part I can't agree with.
You see your phone number on this?
Yes.
This text is from October 15th, 2016, from Mr. Combs to you.
Yes.
Mr. Combs wrote, "If you're going to do K with her, at least have her back." Do you remember receiving this?
Yes.
You remember the Bad Boy reunion tour. You started on it but didn't complete it.
Maybe 1 or 2.
September 25th, 2016. The tour was at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. True.
I'm not aware. Not so sure on dates.
He was on stage with Lil' Kim.
I don't know.
And at the Harlem Salute to Achievement?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and then they had a sidebar.
Is this Trump International Hotel stay of Frank Black include September 26th, 2016, in-room breakfast for $231? You see?
Yes.
You agree, one person can't be in 2 places at the same time?
Hard to say.
You told the jurors Mr. Combs injured you in L.A. on September 26th, 2016, correct?
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar, then they continued.
Mr. Combs did not cause you the injuries in the photo you provided with metadata saying September 26th, 2016?
I can't agree with that.
A person can't be in LA and NY at the same time?
My answer is the same.
No further questions.
At this moment, the redirect began.
Did you ever review the notes taken at your interviews?
No.
Did you give Cassie permission to put your name in her complaint?
No. After she filed, I hit her up to tell her of mistakes. Tiffany wasn't there.
When you filed your lawsuit, was its report of the balcony the same or different from Cassie's?
Different.
Is what you said today your best recollection?
Yes.
The demand letters of your first lawyer, did you write them?
No.
The demand letter that said Mr. Combs squeezed your breasts so hard you had bruises. Had you said that?
No, ma'am.
Do you demonstrate with hand motions? Please do.
He started at my armpit.
Were they on your breast?
Yes.
Do you yourself know the exact date of the balcony incident?
No.
Why not?
It was a while ago.
Any doubt Mr. Combs held you off the balcony?
No doubt.
Nothing further.
At this moment, the recross began.
In a follow-up interview with the government, you gave them pictures of your leg injury with metadata. True?
I gave them pictures.
When you sued Mr. Combs, you weren't rich.
I was not.
You saw this as a chance to make $10 million. True?
The judge would review.
It means a lot to you to become a millionaire and soon, right?
No, I am here for justice.
Meaning money, nothing further.
Here is the conversation in between, getting the next witness on the stand.
Thank you, Ms. Bongolan. Is there an exhibit? Publish it.
We object under Rule 106.
So, after the break, jurors, there'll be food for you in there. All rise. So, about these text message chains,
These are screenshots of messages between Ms. Ventura and Christina Coram. It first involved Ms. Ventura saying her phone was thrown off the balcony. Then, about Ms. Bongolan. The defense wants more in. They want in Ms. Coram's message that he says that didn't happen. But that's self-serving hearsay with no exception.
the allegedly completing statements are not admissible. Mr. Agnifilo, your client was looking at jurors and nodding vigorously. This can't continue, or I will give a limiting instruction you won't like, or other measures, including barring your client from the courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes.
At this moment, the next witness took the stand.
I have worked at the SDNY prosecutor's office for 17 years. I've done 3,000 cell phone extractions.
These 3 iPhones, whose were they?
Cassandra Ventura, one had a changed IMEI number. It had been repaired.
If a user takes a screenshot, what is the metadata?
Creation date, modified data, where it is stored.
This exhibit, is this another extraction?
Yes.
No further questions.
Some deleted messages remain?
Yes.
The September 30th is the capture date of the screenshot, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
First, some sealed exhibits under the pseudonym Order and because explicit. 1503. At this time, we call Jane. Where did you grow up?
California.
Your level of college?
Junior college, then modeling.
With whom did you have a relationship 2021 to 2024?
Sean Combs.
What did you call him?
Sean, baby, Ernie.
Why Ernie?
We did that. I was Bert.
When did you meet him?
On a girl's trip to Miami in 2020. He was dating my friend. He was really funny and nice. We went on a yacht, partying. He gave me his cell phone number.
Did you see drugs?
Yes, that first night. One of my friends said she wanted drugs, I guess.
I don't want you to guess. Where did you go?
The studio in 2-Star. A man pulled out pink powder. My girlfriend was upset. She thought I was getting with Sean. So we left abruptly.
The next day.
Drinks by the pool, then movie night, in the theater in his residence. He texted me, "I'd like to take you out." I replied that I felt complicated.
Where were you living then?
The East Coast.
Did Mr. Combs contact you?
Yes, he was flirtatious. He invited me to Miami.
Read these texts. What does he say?
He says, "Call me Ernie."
Who was pursuing who?
He was pursuing me, but I was being considerate of my girlfriend. But she got engaged and moved overseas, so I felt I could do this Sean thing.
Had she been seeing Sean and her fiancé at the same time?
Yes, I went to Miami in January 2021. He got me a hotel room.
Where did you have your first date?
The hotel balcony.
How long did your first date last?
5 days.
What did you tell him about your past?
I dated someone he knew. Also, my child's father didn't get along with Sean. He said he didn't mind.
How many children do you have?
1.
What did Sean say about his relationships?
Only my friend. He said it wasn't a real relationship.
What did you do?
We made a lot of love. We walked on the beach. Later, we went on a proper first date. Dressed up, a restaurant. I was head over heels.
How did you stay in contact?
Texts,
Did you travel with him?
Turks, and Caicos. I was excited. I'd never been to Turks.
Who else went in February 2021?
Christina Coram, the chef, the butler, at one point a barber.
How long did you stay?
9 days in Turks, 6 days in the Bahamas.
We're going to play a video.
I took the video,
What do we see?
the villa, the vibe,
What did you tell Sean?
that I was a single mother. On social media, I called myself a content creator,
What was your work?
advertising brands on my social media.
What did he give you?
A love bracelet. He said he'd give me money because he'd taken me many days away. I really appreciated that.
How much?
$10,000.
What drugs had you used before?
Ecstasy, twice, 2014 and 2015.
You used it in Turks. Who suggested it?
Sean, like 10 times. In the pool, he gave me a pill, said it would be more fun. I was walking down the beach with him and I fell. I think I was screaming too. They put me in the shower. KK did.
Did you take another ecstasy pill?
Yes, but a smaller dose. It made me feel relaxed, euphoric. It enhanced touch and sense. It made me feel more loving and flirtatious.
What about coming down from ecstasy?
It was like your mind was kind of readjusting, coming down from a high. You're just tired.
In the Bahamas, did you continue taking drugs?
Yes, ecstasy. Sean gave it to me.
How much did he wire you?
$10,000. We started using the L word. He told me he was seeing multiple women. I was okay with it.
Why?
I liked him.
Did you have the sense you had the option of a monogamous relationship?
No.
Until when did you continue dating Sean?
Until his arrest?
Any breaks?
2. The 2nd in October, 2023, for 4 months.
When did you get back together?
February 2024.
How public were you?
It was private.
Did you post about your relationship with Sean on your social media?
Only once.
Where did you move?
From the East Coast to LA. He gave me $6,000 for a moving trip.
In 2021, February to May, how often did you see him?
Every other week.
What did he give you?
He was sweet. He would give me money here and there.
Cash, wires.
Both.
How often did you use drugs?
Every time I saw Sean. Ecstasy, Molly, cocaine, K, or caffeine. Molly enhanced like ecstasy. Sexual. Horny. Cocaine, it made me feel alert. I didn't like K. The walls were closing in.
In what context did Sean give you drugs?
When we were having sex.
What did you learn?
So many things. How he liked to have be playing. He liked me in lingerie and with high-end shoes. I was to put baby oil all over my body and his.
What type of rooms?
In his bedroom.
How was it lit?
We'd have red lights on.
How did you feel?
I loved them.
May of 2021. What happened?
I remember that when we would watch pornography, we would have a lot more fantasy conversation.
Do you need a break, Jane?
No. We would search things on these websites. He wanted me to fantasize.
In May of 2025, was there?
At this moment, the defense objected.
Oh, May of 2021. I am so sorry. Where were you watching the porn?
Mia, I had been awake for 15 hours, or 24.
What drugs?
Ecstasy and Molly. He said, I can make it happen.
Why did you say okay?
I thought I was playing into the fantasy. But when I came out of the bathroom, he was staring into his phone, really serious. He said, it can happen tonight.
How did you react?
I was like, tonight? Then, okay. Then we were in a hotel. I saw the assistant setting up the room. The lights were already red.
Do you remember which assistants?
I don't. He said, there's someone coming. He knows the guy. I was super nervous listening in.
Who did you think this guy was?
The fantasy guy.
What did you think would start happening?
Sexual things between me and the fantasy guy. He arrives and they are talking.
It was a regular hotel room or a suite.
A suite.
What did you do?
I said hello to everyone. I saw Don.
Who is Don?
One of the entertainers.
Publish the photo to the jury. What next?
I was on the couch with my robe on. My legs were crossed. I was nervous.
What happened next?
Sean said to stand up. I did and started to dance, to get my nerve up.
What was Don wearing?
His underwear.
What was Sean doing?
Touching himself.
Was he masturbating?
Yes.
Was he talking? What was he saying?
Being encouraging and sweet. I was ready to speed things up a bit.
What do you mean?
Get it done.
What did you ask for?
A condom.
What did Sean say?
That these guys get tested at the time.
Later, did Don leave?
Yes. Then Sean and I made love. The next day I went home.
Any boat trip?
A nice yacht day.
How did you feel?
I felt exhilarated. It was taboo. I had a good time with my partner.
Did you think you'd do it again?
No. Or maybe a few times. Something taboo.
How did things change?
It opened a Pandora's box. There was so much of it afterwards. Too much of it.
How often?
All the time. I went along.
Later, did you tell him you did not want it?
Yes.
In writing or verbally?
Both. Many times.
What did Sean tell you about your rent when you said you did not want to have sex with other men?
That he'd give me maybe 3 more months.
How did you feel?
Frustrated. Obligated.
Obligated to do what?
At this moment, the defense objected, and then they had a sidebar.
Between 2023 to the time of his arrest, did he pay your rent and make you feel obligated to have sex with other men?
Yes.
What did you two call this night?
Debaucheries or hotel nights.
How often did you see him?
Often.
Every time you'd see him, did you have hotel nights?
Yes. Even though we'd spend a day or two together after, it all felt like a hotel night.
Who decided when?
Sean, on short notice. I always had childcare ready. I was always put together.
What do you mean?
My hair, my nails, my tan. He wanted me beautiful.
Did you go out with friends?
Not after a trip in summer of 2022. He was dismissive.
In the summer of 2021?
To France. I went to the south of France with my friends. He was angry in the voice notes.
Who did he want you to look?
Straight hair, ponytail when we had sex. He wanted me to pierce
Where?
my nipples.
We'll talk about that. Between 2021 and the break in 2023, how much money did you make and how?
Social media posts, but that went down because my presence went down. I was focused on Sean. He would give me money here and there.
How much at one time?
$20,000.
Did you tell him you wanted to make your own money?
When OnlyFans got big, I told him I wanted to do it like one of my model friends. He gave me this hesitant energy like, no.
What is OnlyFans?
Subscribe to models. I do
But no sex acts?
right, but he didn't approve.
Why did you feel you needed his approval?
I felt he was my boyfriend.
Sealed exhibit. What is this?
My lease, April 4th, 2023.
How much was the rent each month?
$10,000. Sean said, let's do a love contract. It was a flirty thing. He asked, how much allowance did I want going forward? I said 15. He said 10.
1,000.
Yes, I wanted a beautiful home for balance.
What's this?
A wire transfer.
To pay your rent?
Yes.
Who got you plane tickets to fly to the hotel nights?
His travel agent Jess, or KK.
What were the hotel suites like?
Red lights, sheets everywhere for the excessive use of baby oil.
How many bottles?
At this moment, the defense objected and it was sustained.
Per hotel night?
24 bottles or more.
This night, where was the hotel night?
In my apartment,
What did you wear during these hotel nights?
lingerie, high shoes.
What would you and the other man do first?
At this moment, the defense objected and the judge said to rephrase.
Who would you greet?
The entertainer. I was on drugs. Sean told me to touch myself. Then the sex.
Forgive me for asking, but oral or intercourse?
Oral. Later I would be with Sean.
Would you clean up the ejaculate?
No.
How long were the hotel nights?
20 or 30 hours.
We could break here.
And that was the end of today in the Diddy trial. What do you think about the testimonies given today? Who do you think Jane is? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.